So let's get started in a comfortable sitting position. Using whatever props allow you to sit comfortably, and that can be underneath the sit bones. It can even be underneath of the knees. Palms resting on the thighs, face down or face up. Closing the eyes as you're ready. Feeling the body from the inside. Making any minor or subtle adjustments in whatever way allows you to sit more comfortably. And then bring your awareness and attention to the breath. And begin to feel the in-breath and out-breath. Flow of life energy through your body. Notice where breath moves in your body. And if you're able to practice belly breathing or abdominal breath, breathing down into the abdomen. Once you feel that breath is steady, begin to bring your attention and awareness into the sit bones, the base of your pelvis, and feel the base of your sitting posture. Pelvis, the legs, the hips, releasing any tension and making any minor or subtle adjustments. From the base of your body, bringing awareness to the back of your body. Beginning to feel the back muscles and the spinal column. Finding a quality of uprightness without creating tension. Shoulders relax. Elbows relax. Bringing awareness to the face, neck area, skull. Relaxing all of the facial muscles. Relaxing the cheeks and the muscles around the mouth. And feeling breath through your nostrils. And we'll just stay here for a few more breaths. Focusing on feeling breath through your nostrils. And then when you're ready, gently opening the eyes. Let's inhale, reaching our arms together, interlocking the hands, stretching upward. And exhale, release. We'll combine that with our breathing. Inhale, arms reaching upward, interlock, stretch the spine. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We'll work with the neck with a simple movement down on the exhale, upward on the inhale. Whatever range is possible, moving at your own pace, down on the exhale, upward on the inhale. One more time. And then we come into a neutral position and just take a moment to feel the neck. We're going to move from side to side. Nose turning over the shoulder, noticing all of the muscles that are squeezing and contracting to make this possible. All of the muscles that are stretching to make this possible. And then coming back to center and to the other side. Exhaling as you twist. Moving at your own pace from side to side. And completing so that you do an equal number on both sides. And then taking a moment to pause and center. Take your head over to the left shoulder. You can reach your right fingertips away to deepen the stretch through the right side of the neck. And really tune into not only the neck, but the side of the skull. And the right shoulder relaxing away from the ear. I'm going to lift the head back into center, switching sides. Head tips over to the right side. Left fingertips can reach away if you want to deepen the stretch. Tuning into the side of the neck and the side of the skull. Left shoulder relaxing down. And then coming back into center. And take a deep inhale and slow exhale. So now let's roll the shoulders up, back and down. And beginning to work out any tension in the shoulder area. Also feeling the connection between the shoulders and the neck area. And in the opposite direction, from the back to the front. And one more time. And just take a moment to pause. So we're going to activate our hands, reaching the hands out from the shoulders, thumb inside, and then spreading the fingers. So making a fist and then spreading the fingers. We want to activate the hands, circulation into the arms. And then relax and just notice what you feel. Let's rotate our wrists. So make a fist, reaching your hands out from the shoulders, and we're going to make a circle. Circling the wrist. Also stretching the forearms. Sometimes there are parts of our bodies that we don't think about until they get achy or until they're injured, and then we notice them. Other direction. And then relax. We're going to work on our elbows. So all the different joints of the body. Hands reach out to the side. You're going to touch your shoulders. So bend the elbows and then straighten. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Just a few times. We want to make sure that all the joints are functioning smoothly, that we warm up all of the joints of the body. One more time. Relax. One more variation of the elbows to the front, palms facing up, thumbs pointing out to the side. Inhale, touch your shoulders. Exhale, reach out to the front. A few times with your breath. Relax. Good, and then just rub your shoulder joint. Rub your left shoulder joint. You're just going to make circles. This also is a simple movement to increase circulation into the joint tissue when we make circles around the socket joints. And now the other shoulder, you're going to make circles around your shoulder joint, around your right shoulder joint, just to increase circulation into the joint tissue. It's also a nice workout for both arms when we do this kind of movement. And now you're going to do the same with both of your knees. Just rubbing, making nice circles around your knees. I do a practice of body oiling. It comes from Ayurveda, and it's using oils on the skin. And when we use oils, we circle around the joints. Good. So now let's extend the legs. We've had the legs crossed for a while, so maybe the legs are a little, blood is a little stagnant. So we'll press the calf muscles and the hamstring muscles, tapping the legs. waking up circulation. And now with the front of the hands, front of the thighs, sorry, make a fist with your hands and you're going to tap your thighs. Inner thighs, tops of the thighs, sides of the thighs. These are wonderful ways to wake up circulation. It's a bit of a workout too for the arms. You might notice breath getting quicker. Make sure you also do the same movement along the sides of your legs. This is the IT band. It can also get very tight. Good. And then just rest your hands, take a deep inhale, close your eyes, slow exhale, and just notice perhaps the warmth in your legs. You can lean back into the hands, or your hands can rest on your thighs. We're going to work with toes and feet, making a fist with your toes, scrunching your toes down, then spreading them wide apart. Down, making a fist, up and out. Even the toe joints are important. When we walk, especially on uneven ground, it's the flexibility and strength of our feet. And then we're coming into a season, hopefully, where we can walk with the bare feet a little more. So now we're going to change it. We're going to point and flex, pointing the toes, and then sliding the heels forward. Noticing what you feel. What is stretching? What is shortening or contracting? Where is it? Where do you feel it? The last movement is the ankle joint, making a circle. We want to make sure all of the joints are properly warmed up before we do some of the more classical poses. Opposite direction. And then let's bring the soles of the feet together in butterfly. So you can move the knees up and down at a pace that feels comfortable for you. We're going to continue this movement for about 1 minute, perhaps a minute and a half. If you practice butterfly regularly, you'll find it becomes easier to sit on the floor, to sit with the legs crossed. It really does help create flexibility in the hip joints. And now we're going to isolate one joint at a time. So we'll extend the left leg and bring the right foot against the thigh or on top of the thigh. The movement is the same, the knee moving up and down. And if you'd like to add some complexity or variation to this pose, you can reach the left arm upward to the sky. On the exhale, reach forward to hold somewhere along your left leg, and then continue to move the right knee up and down. Now, if that feels like it's a little too much, then just continue with the knee. We're isolating the movement into the right hip joint. And if you have brought your left arm and leg into the movement, you will reach the left arm upward, stretching the left side of your body, and then release your left arm. And now let's switch sides. So extending your right leg. You can still be sitting on a prop if that's helpful. Left foot against the thigh or on top of the thigh. The left knee begins to move up and down. And for those of you who want to add some complexity, you can reach and extend the right arm, reach forward, and continue to move the left knee up and down. And we're focusing on feeling in the left hip joint. So now if you're reaching forward with your right arm, you're going to reach upward, stretch the right side, and then release the right arm. So now we're going to come on to the hands and knees, and we'll do another hip movement before we start to switch into the spine and the back. So we're going to lift our right knee and ankle outward to the side. It can be a small lift or a big lift, whatever range is possible, and lower down. Inhale, lift the knee and ankle outward to the side and lower down. Continue this movement. One more time on both sides. So now we'll bring the knees apart, toes together. We're going to sink back into child's pose. If you need any props to make this position more comfortable for you, you can add some props between the buttocks and the heels or underneath of your forehead. You're going to stay in this position for about half a minute. Direct your breathing into the spine and back. Let's bring the hands onto the thighs. Draw the abdomen in now. And roll up into kneeling. And we're going to stay in kneeling as a pose. So if you need any propping to make it more comfortable, kneeling stretches the ligaments around the knees. It's a very safe position. It stretches the thighs and the tops of the feet. And most important in kneeling is the position of your pelvis. Make sure that you're not rolling back or tipping forward, and that your body isn't leaning forward or back. So let's take a few breaths in kneeling. This position is said to stimulate the major nerve that runs into the digestive organs. So very, very good for digestion. So let's come onto the hands and knees now. We're going to work the spine, rounding as you exhale the breath and draw the abdomen in. Relax the belly, tip the pelvis, look upward to the sky, and reach your heart and throat forward. Move with your breath. Few more times. Last time. We're going to sink back towards the heels. Relax the elbows, chest towards your thighs, head relaxing down. Breathing into the back and using any propping to help you. Then we'll bring our hands onto our thighs, draw the abdomen in and roll up into kneeling. And take a moment just to sit comfortably in kneeling. We're going to do two more variations of cat. Actually, maybe a few more, but this next one we're going to do on the elbows and forearms, and it really encourages stretching in the top of the spine, the thoracic spine. So we're going to round the spine, drop the head down, belly draws in. And now we relax the belly, tip the tailbone, and now really reach your heart forward and throat opens up and look up. So a few times like this, really trying to encourage stretching from the mid back to the upper back. And then relax back towards your heels and rest for a few moments. And roll up into kneeling. So the next variation is to engage the core. So make sure that the belly isn't dropping, but you draw the abdomen in. This will flatten out your low back and make sure that the low back is not sagging or curving. With this engagement of the abdomen, extend your right toes and then lift your legs so it's parallel to the floor. It's not lifting high, it's just parallel to the floor. And then the left arm reaches parallel to the floor. And we hold this position for a few breaths. And then the hand down and the knee down. So the abdomen draws in, left toes extend back and left leg lifts up parallel to the floor. Right arm reaches parallel to the floor. Holding this position, breathing. Arm comes down and leg comes down. You can try a few times on alternating sides and with your own endurance and capacity, really trying to feel that engagement through the core and abdomen. Of course, you're going to make sure you do the equal number on both sides. When you've completed the last round, you can rest in child's pose. And then we're gonna slide forward onto the front of the body. So just come onto your front. You can have the elbows wide, palm on top of palm, resting for a few moments. Breathing into the back of the body. And now we're gonna work on building back strength. So arms beside you, chin or forehead on the ground. Inhale, the whole body lifts. Exhale, the whole body relaxes. Work at your own pace and your own breath. Now we're going to keep the legs on the ground and just work with the upper body. Interlock your hands. As you're ready, lift the upper body, arms move away from you, shoulder blades press together. And stay here if you're able. Make sure you're breathing. And then release. Release your arms, relax your shoulders, relax the buttocks. Try again. You can try a few times, working with whatever is your endurance and capacity for holding the position. When you do this position, notice what is contracting, squeezing. And then release and relax. You can turn your head to one side if it's helpful. And next we're going to practice Cobra. back bending. Hands underneath of your shoulders. Elbows tuck into the rib cage. Press your pelvis into the floor to help you lift. Exhale, lower down. Release tension in the buttocks and the legs. Continue this movement of cobra. Inhale, lifting, exhale, relaxing. One more time. And elbows wide, palm on top of palm, forehead down, relax your buttocks, relax your legs. Take a few deep breaths. So now we're going to roll onto our backs. And we're going to work with strengthening the core and the abdomen. We're going to start off with pelvic breathing to relax the pelvis. And we're going to do this with a mudra or hand gesture. You're going to bring your first fingers together and your thumbs together, forming a triangle. And then you're going to place this triangle below your belly button. So your hands are resting on the ovaries. And your fingers are pointing towards the pubic bone. And now see if you can breathe into the pelvis. And as you breathe into the pelvis, think of your pelvis softening and relaxing. So now we're going to reach our hands to the sides of our body. Bring your feet so that they're hip width apart, heels towards you. And we're going to tilt the pelvis and then lift the pelvis upward to the sky. Lowering the pelvis down on the exhale of breath. Inhale, contracting the pelvis, tipping it forward or towards you, and then you lift the pelvis upward. Lowering the spine on the exhale of the breath. The low back will touch the floor. And lastly, you release the pelvis. You're going to do this nice and slow. Inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering. This next time, we're going to come into this as a pose. So that means we're going to hold the pelvis upward and we're going to continue with a steady breathing. So when you're ready, lifting the pelvis upward. You can tuck your shoulders under and reach your hands towards your heels or your ankles. Keep pressing the pelvis forward. You're really stretching into the hip flexors, the thigh muscles. You're strengthening the backs of the legs and the buttocks. Keep breathing here. You can always come down sooner, or now if you're ready, nice and slow. See if you can feel each vertebrae of the spine touch, including all of the vertebrae of the low back, that they touch down. And then as the low back touches down, you relax and release any engagement in the pelvis and take a few breaths. So next we're gonna slide the hands underneath us. So you're sitting on your wrists or your forearms, so you have a bit of height. Knees to the chest, legs extend upward and lower as far as it's comfortable, abdominal leg width. The knees can bend, legs extend upward, or the other option is you lower and lift the legs with the legs straight. You're working within a range that works for you. And if it's too much, the variation is to do it one leg at a time. That's also a possibility. To see what works for you. One more time. The legs will relax all the way down to the floor. You'll remove the hands from underneath the body. Allow the whole body to relax. Next one we're going to do, interlock the hands behind your head, elbows wide. Bring your toes so that they're pointing up to the sky. So they're not relaxed, your legs are not relaxed, but they're pointing upward to the sky. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to point your elbows up to the sky and lift your head forward as far as you're able, contracting the abdomen. So lift your head forward, gaze at your navel, and then relaxing down. Deep breath in. Exhale, contract the abdomen. Inhale, relax. Exhale, lift. Twice more. And then relax. Relax your head down. Release the hands from underneath you. Relax the abdomen muscles. Take a few breaths. So next we're going to roll over onto our side. And we're going to come up onto the hands and knees. We haven't done downward dog, and it'll be nice to do at least one round of downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under. You can press back towards the heels and then lift your knees up off the floor, creating this triangle shape. Keep pressing the floor away from you. Heels towards the ground, knees can be bent. You can pedal the feet if that's helpful for you. And let's count 5 breaths. And after the 5th breath, you're going to walk your hands towards your feet, coming into it, standing forward bend. Make sure that your feet are working. They're not tense, but they're working to support you in terms of the arches of your feet. Upper body is relaxed, knees can be soft. Let's stay in this position for about 5 breaths. Now you're going to engage your feet, engage your abdomen, and slowly roll up. And now in standing, we're going to work on our feet and our toes and some strength. So let's start with lifting the heels upward. We're coming onto the toes. This is stretching and strengthening the calf muscles, toning the legs, and lowering the heels down slowly. If you come out of balance, it's no problem. You can use the help of a wall. Let's add the arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. Move at your own pace. Really simple movement. A great movement to do if you've been sitting at a desk for a long time. One more time. Good. We're going to do toe walking and heel walking. Some of you know this one. It's really good for energizing the legs. So interlock the hands, palms facing skyward, extend your arms, lift your heels up. We're going to walk on our toes. You can walk around the room that you're in. And keep the heels lifted and keep extending the arms, stretching the spine. Notice what's happening to your breath and your heartbeat. This is a very energizing, activating pose. It will increase energy, increase heat, increase blood flow. And then come back to where you started. Drop the heels, relax the arms. Take a few moments to notice the effect of that movement and to allow the breath to stabilize. Toe walking is followed by heel walking. Some of these poses I do in class come from level 1 of yoga in daily life. It's a comprehensive system of 8 levels. So now we're going to walk on our heels, our toes lift a little bit harder. Maybe your steps are a little smaller. Maybe you'll feel a little wobblier. Keep reaching the arms upward. Notice the pressure on your heels. Notice what's happening to your breath and heartbeat. And find your way back. Relax your toes down, relax your arms down, and take a few breaths. So we'll do some leg strength and hip strength positions. Leg strength will involve balance. So if you need the help of a wall or a chair, you can do that. We're going to step onto our left foot and lift the right knee. So here we're really strengthening the left leg, the left foot. You're going to switch sides. You might find one side easier than the other. You'll hold for whatever is your endurance and capacity. And after warming the body up a little bit in this balance, we'll come into it as a pose, where you can hold the knee with both hands. And let's switch sides. So we do this balance on both sides. And then coming into center and neutral. And the next one you might recognize, we've done it in class before. It's called the hip clock. And it's to strengthen the hip joint in different areas. So imagine that you're standing in the center of a clock. You're going to shift your weight to your right foot and left toes reach to 12 o'clock. Then it reaches outward towards 9 o'clock. It reaches behind you towards 6 o'clock, and it reaches over and across towards 3 o'clock, and then you come back to center. The more flexibility you have, the bigger the circle can be. Now the other side, 12 o'clock, I can already tell this is hard for my left hip. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And this one is really exceptionally hard for me, the 9 o'clock, which I need to obviously practice and then come back. So just do it a few times on both sides. And when you complete both sides, come back to center. We haven't done any side bending, which is also important. It stretches out the digestive organs and the digestive tract. So, feet hip width apart, interlock hands, palms facing skyward, reaching up, and then towards your left side. Come back to center and bend towards your right side. Once more, find your own pace. Stay for whatever suits you in terms of how long you want to hold the bend. And then you can release your arms. Another one that stretches the sides a little more indirectly. So feet hip width apart, knees soft, palms facing front. Inhale, reaching the arms upward and crossing one arm in front, one wrist in front of the other. Exhale, reach wide as you relax the arms down. We'll complete 5 rounds in total, so you can do that 4 more times at your own pace and breath. And at the end of that 5th one, you can close your eyes and take a few moments just to relax and to notice what you feel. So let's come down into sitting. And we'll do one sitting pose and then we'll move into our relaxation. Extending your right leg, your left heel can come in towards the perineum. Hands on either side of your right leg. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, leaning forward, perhaps walking your hands forward. And feeling into the back of your right leg and also maybe the low back area. And let's come back up into neutral and switch sides. Right heel in towards you, left leg extends, hands on either side of your leg as you walk or lean forward. And slow and deep breath. And then slowly coming back into center and neutral. And let's come to lying down on the back. If you'd like, as a final pose before our relaxation, You can elevate the pelvis. You can add some propping underneath of the pelvis and just elevate the pelvis. We'll stay in this position for about a minute and then move into our relaxation pose. Relaxing your breath, allowing breath to slow down. Releasing tension in the shoulders or arms. Breathing into the pelvis, allowing pelvis to soften. Just feeling your breath and the body. You can stay here a little bit longer if you like, but if you're ready to transition, we'll lift the pelvis and remove the support, and then just hug the knees, creating a rounding in the spine that helps to balance the back bending that we just did. Taking a few breaths as you breathe into your lower back. You can also rotate or turn from one side to the other. And then allow your feet to come to the floor. Release your legs. Find a comfortable position for the whole body. Feel the ground beneath you. The support of Mother Earth. As she wakes up, her energy expressing through the cherry blossoms and flowers. Imagine that you're lying down in the grass outside. And you can repeat internally. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I relax. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I relax. deepening your breath. And becoming aware of the sounds that you hear around you. Allowing your head to roll from one side to the other. And waking up movement in your fingers and toes. Stretching the arms and the spine. Releasing with a yawn or sigh. And rolling onto one side. And coming up into sitting. And just take a moment in sitting to notice the benefits of your yoga practice. Really dwell in this feeling. And we will end with a dedication. You can repeat internally or out loud. May all beings live in happiness. May all beings live in peace. May all beings live in freedom. May all beings be well. Thank you for joining me on this here in Nanaimo. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. The sky is blue. Well, some of the sky is blue, and it really feels like a spring day.
Thank you, Farah. That was lovely.
You're
I
welcome.
needed it. Thank you.
Yeah, much needed. Thank you so much.